Welcome to Taozui Salon, Flow Tao Salon. Today we are going to dive deep into the future of one of the world's most fascinating entertainment markets, China's online dramas. It's a world that's, believe it or not, kind of shrinking in some ways, but totally exploding in others. So what is really going on? So where are we getting all this info? Well, everything we're about to go through comes from a brand new 2025 market report by the research firm JiRang Technology. They've crunched the numbers from the last year to figure out the big trends shaping the industry, and what they found? Well, it's pretty surprising.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at why there are actually fewer shows being made. Then, we'll get into the massive battle for exclusive content. After that, we follow the money, see how ads are literally becoming part of the show, and then we'll wrap it all up with 3 key things you need to remember.
Okay, first up, the big picture. And right away, it's not what you'd expect. In a market that feels like it's booming, China is actually producing fewer online dramas. And listen, this isn't just some small dip. It's a huge strategic shift. Here it is, the big number. The total number of online dramas dropped by almost 9% in just 1 year. That is a massive signal that the old strategy of just making as much content as possible, yeah, that's over.
And here are the raw numbers behind that drop. We went from 251 dramas down to 229. So you look at that and you've got to ask yourself, is the industry in some kind of trouble, or is this actually a sign that the market's getting smarter and a lot more mature?
And that drop in numbers, it's directly tied to a massive change in strategy for the big streaming platforms. You see, the game isn't about having the most stuff anymore. It's about having the stuff you have to see.
Now, you look at this chart, and at first glance it seems simple, right? Tencent Video is way out in front with 103 shows, followed by iQIYI and then Youku. But just looking at the total number of shows is completely misleading. The real story isn't about how many they have, it's about what they're doing with them.
And boom, this slide tells the real story. Just look at Youku. It has the fewest shows of the big 3, but a whopping 72% of its entire library is exclusive content. That is a huge, high-stakes bet. They're saying, we'll make fewer shows, but they're going to be blockbusters you can't find anywhere else.
So does that bet actually pay off?
Oh yeah, big time. The Youku exclusive drama Zhonghai June completely dominated the conversation online, generating almost 3,000 hot searches, which basically means it was trending everywhere. A huge exclusive doesn't just get you views, it becomes a cultural moment that makes people subscribe.
Okay, so the platforms are all in on fewer, bigger, exclusive hits. So how does that affect the advertising market? Well, let's follow the money, because this is where we find a really interesting paradox.
Here's the first clue. The total number of brands sponsoring these dramas actually fell, and not by a little, it dropped by over 20%. So you see that and you think, okay, advertisers are pulling out, right? Well, not quite, because here is the other side of that coin. An absolutely staggering 98.3% of all online dramas had brand sponsorships in 2025. That's actually up from the year before. So wait a minute. How can fewer brands be sponsoring more of the shows?
And here's the answer to that paradox. It's all about one word: concentration. We have fewer brands playing the game, but the ones that are still in are consolidating all their money. They're not spreading their bets. They are going all in on the same blockbuster shows the platforms are banking on.
And we can even see who's in and who's out. Big advertisers like beverage and internet companies, they're pulling back. The number of beverage advertisers dropped by 16%. But guess who's jumping in to fill that gap? The pharmaceutical industry, which cranked up its spending by 12%, betting big on reaching everyone watching these hit shows.
So all this ad money pouring into fewer, better shows has led to this incredible creative explosion. Brands can't just slap a logo on a hit anymore. They have to get creative. They have to integrate. The ads are becoming part of the entertainment.
This chart shows it all. Yeah, standard ads are still the biggest piece of the pie, but look at where the growth is. It's in things like pop-up ads. They call them Band-Aid ads because they just stick right on the screen. And these creative mid-rolls. They're designed to blend in, not interrupt.
And here's a perfect example of what I mean. This is one of those pop-up ads for the brand Liu Shen, and it's happening right during the show Zhonghai Chuan. See how it's just part of the screen at the bottom? The story never stops. It's totally seamless.
Brands are even getting in on the fan culture. This is a bullet screen ad.
In China, fans love to have their comments fly across the screen while they're watching. So here, the brand 999 just slides its own message right into that stream of comments, making the ad feel like it's just another fan shouting along. It's genius. But this might be the most immersive of all. It's called a creative short. Look at this. The actual actors from the show, in their costumes and on set, star in a tiny little mini episode that's actually just an ad for yogurt. The line between the story and the ad is completely blurred. It just feels like you're getting a cool bonus scene.
So, we've looked at the production numbers, the platform wars, and the crazy new ads. So what's the bottom line here? Let's boil it all down to the 3 most important things to take away from all this.
First, the entire market is making a huge pivot to quality over quantity. The goal isn't just to fill up a library anymore, it's to create those unmissable, must-watch blockbusters that get everyone talking. It's the sign of an industry that's really growing up.
Second, if there's one word to remember, it's concentration. Everything, the eyeballs, the platform strategies, the advertising money, it's all getting focused on a smaller and smaller number of these huge, top-tier hit shows.
And third, advertising is becoming content. The wall between the show and the commercial is crumbling down. The brands that are winning are the ones finding these super creative ways to weave themselves right into the story. And all this leaves us with one last big question to think about. As these two worlds, entertainment and advertising, continue to merge into one thing, who actually wins? Is it the viewer, who gets better shows but more ads baked in? Is it the platform which builds its whole brand on these exclusives? Or is it the advertiser, who's getting closer to the audience than ever before?
陶醉沙龙，马年兴隆。